Good evening, Zambia. This morning, we woke up to some very shocking, revealing, intriguing, fascinating, and all that type of situation where we had the alleged baby mama of Honorable Bowman Lusambo, who happens to be the Kabushi MP. Today we are going to listen to your opinions because I want to hear from you. Do you think this lady who claims to be the baby mother of Honorable Bowman Lusambo, do you think she's saying the truth or not? And we're also going to talk about the Faith Musonda situation because a lot of you have, given us your opinions because you really believe that the state shouldn't have done what it did because, I mean, Faith Musonda is practically walking away scot free. You know, she's literally not going to do any jail time because she is going to sort of surrender the money and the house, 65 million kwacha plus 100,000 US dollars, and the house is going to be forfeited to the state. So a lot of Zambians have been very vocal, especially here on social media, because a lot of Zambians are wondering, is that it? Chapwafye? So if this is the situation, right, does it really mean that people are going to be encouraged, to have the guts to sort of plunder resources, be involved with money alleged to be proceeds of crime? And in case you get caught up, right, since we have been given an example, are the Zambian people going to be encouraged to do similar things? And are we going to be able to sort of see many more such cases where people end up, squandering, or rather getting to loot Zambian resources, and then by the end of it, or if they forfeit their whatever assets, then that's it. So this is what we are going to be talking about today. So big shout out to everybody watching me right now. Without further ado, let's jump into today's episode because I want to watch the video, well, part of the video where Simon Mwewa, aka Mr. Chitambala Mwewa, was interviewing Bowman Lusambo's, alleged baby mama, because it seems like she's very, very confident. So I don't really know whether you guys believe her or not. So let me just play the video for you, and then we are going to be able to continue this discussion on the other end. So let me just share the screen right now. So I hope Munifia win over and say. And remember, every time you hear that sound, you already know what to do. Share this video right now. Share it on your timeline, and make sure that the people are able to see this video. So share this video right now. Share the video on your timeline and in 5 different groups. So let's continue and let's watch part of this interview.
Tell me about your first meeting with her. What did you, when you first saw his wife and when she first saw you?
She said, I heard, she was like, I heard you want to talk to my husband. I said, yeah, and the minister in ndande. So no, if it's concerning job issues, you can give me my line, I can help you. Yeah. So I said, unless I talk to him. And you can't just make a confrontation. So I wanted to hear it from him.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is, when you first saw his wife, she thought you wanted to see her husband for a job.
Maybe for a job, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then, and you said to her?
I said, I want to talk to him. No, let's go. You see the house, see the other one, no, balashta. According if you are the land omuntu kayidi no dia we now when if okay. Twambokonga but ayo mayanda title deed taure imona. Because inganda na shot title deed now kwatai. Pari national yo nomba ule mona fya mayanda process epo yambira taipo.
So
na jeep yo ine barete na jeep batuma no munda no this jeep it's yours. Mukarete ifine kwari na marriage if you
So they bring a jeep.
Yeah, a maroon one.
Right. Then this was going to be your vehicle.
Yeah.
Then they said you needed to provide some documentation, like a reg and things like that. Did you give them those documents?
Yes, I did.
And then did they bring the car?
No.
They didn't.
They would say, no, na way bridge to the Kuratsa, it needs this and this, it needs a tipping, ZRA, what and what. So,
Did you ever confront him about him being married? Did you?
So, Mwebanto, I'm sure you did watch the full interview. Of course, we're going to be watching like some parts of it, right? Of course, I don't really want to give you my opinion because I want you to give me your opinion. Mwana Manapashan, is this person saying the truth or not? What do you think about the whole situation? And this is not really just about her, right? Because let's forget about this lady and Bowman Lusambo. Let's also talk about the different women who go through similar situations. There could be women out there who have problems with the person who fathered their kids, and that person is not really financially supporting the kids and all that stuff. So we've got many of such cases. So I want to find out from you, do you think this lady is saying the truth, and what do you think about the whole situation? Okay, granted, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So Bowman Lusambo, Mr. Bowman Lusambo could be innocent. This woman could also be saying the truth. So we do not really know at this particular moment, because it's everybody's word against the other person's word. About Bowman Varela and Defi, and this lady is also saying something else as well. So feel free to join this conversation, because today is Therapeutic Friday, where the citizens get to give us their opinion. So basically, you've got this amazing chance to be part of this amazing conversation. So use the link in the comment section below, and then you are going to be able to be part of this live stream, and you're going to explain what you think about the situation. So today's topics are basically today's questions, is this lady saying the truth, or is she lying? That's question number one. Question number two is about Faith Musonda. Do you think the state and the ACC, the DEC, the FIC, and the Zambia police did the right thing by letting Faith Musonda go, without facing any sort of major jail time, due to the fact that she forfeited her assets to the state? So is that the right thing to do? So I want you to join this conversation right now. So in the meantime, let's continue watching the interview.
You ever say, look, I now know that you have a wife?
Yes, I did confront him.
Tell me about that conversation.
He said he's sorry.
Sorry about what?
He said, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. Then he didn't even explain to say if the time we were in a relationship, we was already married. He didn't say that. He only said, I'm sorry, but I love you as well. And I don't want to leave you.
So what was your response to that?
I said, oh, okay. Because because
at that stage, you had 3 children.
Yes.
Pregnant with the 4th one. Did you give him any conditions? Did you ask him anything? Did you say,
yes,
look, what I need is this?
Like for this year, I told him to say, me, what I want, it's better if you don't want to give me money, buy a house for the kids, so that abana bobinde ikala na bena. Then uleshita we mwine fyonse fyakwana nga wabatwala ku masukulu walipirira kyalimu chapwa naye taxi make sure bale batwala ku school chapwa, because ama promises yafula. So nga washita ifyo fina washakula kukonka sininga mkonke muntu nimkonkele chani nishivonse vilipo kaidi babana hivyo aka no I'm busy what natawe it's better kasi tienda ku DNA test. It's more like you now you are not straight, tienda ku DNA test. Then he would say, for what? Not me, he himself to say, for what DNA?
When we first saw you on social media, you were leaving some building somewhere, and you were being interviewed outside on the side of the street. Where were you?
At Child's Protection Unit.
What were you doing there?
That day, I was waiting for him to come to show up at Child's Protection Unit. Yeah, so that he explains himself to say why he's not supporting the kids. Oh, esa kanine kulyanga kana kulyatawo shimushibo muntu n'abana shibeshibe. We go ahead to court for a DNA test. But he didn't show up.
So he didn't come then?
Not even once. 3 times. He didn't show up.
So tell me, over the years, you've been trying to get him to support the children.
I started doing that. It was last year. Yeah. That's when I was more like pushing. Then he said, no, I'll do this and this and this and this and this. I said, oh, okay. Then well and good. He will do this.
But it never happened.
It never happened until now. Until I got pregnant. I'm that you devil get behind me.
I don't mean to laugh.
You devil get behind me. So do I start muntu. But I have promise if you devil get behind me. Pabe devil nomba. Pabana. Devil ya wile nisha tamu kene ile ine time wale rara nangwe. Nga kene pale pena tu ya devil. But pali devil apo pene po areisa. Ukano munte o wale rara nangwe ati devil chari pena chiri shiru. But urera ndati chiri shiru but wale rara na generate pera bana.
How did you feel when he said that about you? When he said that because in effect what he was saying was that you were
mad.
You were mad.
Yeah.
What was your response to that? How did you...
So welcome to everybody who's joining this particular live stream. Today's conversation, well, we're basically talking about 2 things here. We're talking about the lady who's claiming to be the mother to kids belonging to allegedly belonging to Honorable Bowman Lusambo, and we're also talking about Faith Musonda's situation. So my question to you is, what do you think about all these scenarios? Number 1, do you think this lady is saying the truth? Do you think she's lying? So if you want to be part of this conversation, join the link which is in the comment section below. Just click on it, and then you guys are going to be able to be part of this live stream. Question number 2. Do you think Zambia did the right thing by letting Faith Musonda walk away for free because she forfeited the assets that she was having, the money and the house? Do you think that was the right thing to do? So I want to read your comments right now. So to the people who are going to be joining me on the live stream, you are welcome. So let me just read a few of your your comments. So Jack Mavula says she's saying the truth. Emmanuel Mutele says yes, this is good. Deborah says I think she's telling the truth. Lillian Zulu says sanama ujamuntu alondo lavonse navamalenda akambawe. Mutele says this lady is telling the truth. The lady is telling the truth. She faked all that story. Okay, that's a very contradicting story. Statement. Okay, so I don't know whether you are agreeing or disagreeing, because you've got like polarizing contradictions there. John Banda says Musonda must face the law and we need answers. Who stole the money? Please, damn government, you must be seriously when handling such issues. Sylvester says she is telling the truth. Sifa says, I think we have to learn something from this and ask God Almighty Jehovah for forgiveness. Likumbi Kaliamba says she's telling the truth. This lady, she's telling the truth. This lady, she's made. Okay. Linda Banks, big shout out to Linda Banks. Linda Banks says it's a tricky one. Yeah, I do agree. It's a tricky one because there's no way of actually proving and getting to immediately find out who's lying. Like it could be both situations here. So it's a very tricky situation. Elvis says it's a truth. Ka? Lem says this lady, she says the truth according to me. So according to your intuition and your thoughts on this particular situation, do you think Umzimai Alelande Shinka? And then before we also talk about that, right? We also have to look at the timing and hard timing with regards to the whole situation and coming out in public because she claims to have been with Bowman Lusambo since 2014. So all this time she was perhaps satisfied and she didn't have any complaints. Then now is the time she's coming out, maybe because it's too much to bear and she can't take it anymore. So plus we also have to remember that the Patriotic Front lost. So this is one of the reasons why right. This is the right time for her to go for Honorable Bowman Lusama because the Patriotic Front is not really in power, and at this particular moment, right, we all understand that Honorable Bowman Lusambo has got a lot of different pending cases. We've got that case from 2019 where a person was allegedly murdered, and that's an ongoing case. So about Honorable Lusambo, he's really in hot soup because there's multiple cases, there's many things coming going his way. So we'll see what's going to happen, but of course, just like I keep on telling you, right, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But what if the woman is saying the truth, and what if the woman is lying? So this is what we need to find out very fast, especially due to the fact that there's innocent children involved. And I personally, I wouldn't want to see kids grow up in a poor environment and in poverty when there is an actual father who is a very financially capable type of person. So this is one of the reasons why all the organizations responsible for women's welfare, I think they should take a very keen interest, because there are plenty situations like this one in Zambia where a lot of males father kids, but they just end up not being responsible. So there has to be some sort of resolution to this particular situation. We find out who's telling the truth, who's lying, and then they fix the situation, because this is a very high profile type of case, and it's going to set the pace with regards to what would happen like on a smaller scale to not so very popular type of people. So this is one of the reasons why we have to make sure we get to the root cause of this particular situation, because there are kids involved. And yes, I'm not saying Honorable Bowman Lusambo is responsible, because I wasn't there and nobody really knows for sure. So maybe this woman is lying, maybe she's saying the truth. It's not really up to me to decide, but all I'm saying is there are kids who are being sort of neglected, and the kids need to be taken care of if she's saying the truth. Only if she's saying the truth. If she's not saying the truth, then she has to actually find the real biological father and get him to be responsible. So sometimes people do get obsessed with other people. So yeah, there are situations, especially when it comes to like celebrities, popular people. Sometimes they are obsessed. So I do understand that I'm trying to play the devil's advocate here. Like I'm looking at both sides of the coin here. I'm not saying any party is saying the truth or saying telling lies, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying look at it from two angles, because it could go either ways. Maybe she's saying the truth, maybe she's lying. But one thing that we have to know is, Honorable Bowman Lusambo has had cases from 2019, which are still pending up to now, because right in Yanti. So if you talk about the DNAs, right, we have to figure out, is there going to be any manipulation with regards to the DNA? And where is the DNA test going to be conducted? Is everything going to be legit? And is it going to be transparent? Because let's say, for example, right? This DNA type of story could easily be manipulated to the favor of somebody who's got the hand, to play the tricks, if you know what I mean. So it's a very tough situation. It's a very tricky situation. But I will be looking forward to hearing your opinions. So feel free to join the link in the comment section if you want to be part of this conversation. My questions are: did Zambia do the right thing as far as Faith Musonda is concerned? And do you think it is fair for Faith Musonda to go free just because she forfeited the money and the house to the state? So do you think there has to be like some more follow-ups? There has to be some other cases which she could potentially get, like, for example, tax evasion and all that stuff. So please let me know. And do you think this lady is saying the truth, or is she lying? So let me read a few of your questions. Madozo says DNA is a waste of time. Let Lusambo come open to the public and clean himself. Who was Frank Sibuku Kikiki? All right, okay. John says there are a lot of questions than answers from the woman's story. Three children from the same man and her relatives never got involved to charge Lusambo. All these years in a fake marriage without being introduced to the man's relatives. That's Africanism. You can't be cohabiting with a man for over a year without formal introduction. Okay, so that's John's statement. Jim Chotachongo says, in law, it's not about the truth, it's about what can be proven to the courts of law. She must have documents, witnesses, as well as, corroboration. She is clearly a psycho. This person has relatives. How do they allow a child to have kids and don't ask questions? By now, we could have heard from the friends and family. But according to the lady, right, the lady is saying she's got chintako proof. She's got, utuma pictures, utwa vuneke for Bowman Lusambo. And she's very agitated at this particular moment. And she's almost about to post the pictures, which I wouldn't recommend her to do because that's obviously going to land her in trouble. But this is a very tricky situation for her because one, she really wants to prove to the world that she's actually saying the truth, but her truth is going to implicate her because you can't distribute such type of material on the internet. She's going to like really end up in trouble. However, she can show that type of proof to the law enforcers, like child shan. So if she's got those documents, she shows them that this is the proof. I was here, and so on and so on and so. So it's a very tricky situation for her. So anyway, let me invite one of you to come here. Hello, Laka.
Laka.
Hey, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, my man.
Okay, so what do you think about the situation? So we've got two questions here. We're talking about Faith Musonda and the alleged baby mom of Bowman Lusambo. So which questions are you going to handle?
Let me handle the Lusambo's scandal.
All right, okay, go for it.
My man, I think this issue, there's nothing like start disputing it subjectively. If Bowman really knows that the claims that the lady has put up across, they are not true, why can't he allow the DNA thing to go through? Why is he dodging the DNA?
Mm-hmm.
Because the lady said we should go for the DNA. And I'm sure that would be the best thing to do to clear this off lackers about Bowman. Otherwise, if you are going to be saying, no, we are looking at the body language like others are saying, there is no normal human being, especially a lady who just wake up and say, no, I've got kids. Because I'm looking at, if those kids, they have got their daddy, how would he feel? And I'm sure she understands all the risk involved by coming up with that issue. So there is nothing like you start debating whether the thing is true or not true.
Oh, I can't really we can't really hear you. The network is pretty terrible. Your network is tripping. You are breaking.
Are you able to you now?
Barely. Well, a little bit, slightly better, but go on. All right, the network is pretty terrible.
Yeah, so I'm sure let Bowman allow the DNA issue to go through to clear up all these things, because we cannot be talking about the same thing here and there. If the lady doesn't have sponsor, Let her contact me. I'll come on board to sponsor the DNA thing. Maybe Baba Bowman now Pia Pene. Now he's trying to pretend. Yeah.
All right, so how can she contact you, bosses? Kavere, my peresha. Lueno, welcome, Mr. Contact. Where can she find you?
My brother, the fact is to be straight to the point.
Yeah.
But Bowman Shibatama issues yari ayabufi tare achinga. But Bowman basuminefe ka DNA kabe through so that in Kashiesu achiteko fimbi achiteko move on. Mwashibaka.
No,
Because
let me ask you a question. What if the result can be manipulated? What's the guarantee that? Because because already Bowman, he's got a case from 2019, and that was like a person died in that particular case. The party sticker up to now. What more?
Listen, my brother. Me, I'm connecting with you right from Luansha. So Bowman, I'm sure he attended the case court, and the case court is still ongoing. Right. So we shouldn't conclude to say that Bowman is scot free from the murder case that he committed in 2019. So let us wait until the law takes its course. So even on this one, we don't have to jump into a conclusion to say results might be manipulated.
Right.
I'm sure they can be. They can be.
I see.
And from the look of things, because me, I really wanted to attend the case course. I attended. And from the look of things, our Bobo is going to be pinned. I can rest assure you, Bobo is going to be pinned. Yes, the law of karma has visited our big brother because he thought maybe he won the whole Zambia.
I see.
Yes. So we don't have to allow Mariabantu Musango Fidia even to continue in a society because if I channel banish kula chita inside tata kainin kwata so na ine na lata no phone de for. So now from the look of things, looking at the new Don government, Bowman is going to be pinned, especially from the murder case, is going to be pinned. And if the law enforcement are also going to help our sister who is claiming that Bowman has got 4 children with her, it is also going to fall on Bowman. Because why is he running away from the DNA? Because I'm sure that is the only sure way to clear up the whole issue. Thank you so much for allowing me to come through.
But you can still be on the line because we can still talk about the same because I've got a few questions, and while we're waiting for more people to join the conversation, by the way, if you want to be part of this conversation, the link is in the comment section below. Just click on it and then you're going to be able to be part of this conversation. So Mr. Chibwe, now yes. Let's play devil's advocate here. Let's say the lady is lying. Yes. Let's say, for example, the lady is lying. What would make a woman reach that extent of implicating a non-biological male to to be the father of her kids?
If he's lying, if it was the other regime, I would say maybe the lady has got some sponsors who are sponsoring her to come up with that issue. But, it is rare with the ladies, and especially where she even involved the issue of children. If she maybe came all by herself to say, no, me, I've been having an affair with my Bowman, and this is what is happening. But we are talking of the children, which is not easy for a woman just to wake up to say, no, this is the father of my children.
Right. Definitely.
So
Okay.
it's very difficult, Brother Muna, for that lady to cook up the whole issue.
Right.
Even if there could be some people sponsoring her, I'm sure if she's a normal human being, she would say, no, 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 no. This is not for me because the guy's got money. And if Bowman Ngabwari Wufi, my brother, it was going to be a deal done just within a day. Naka
Mhm.
Express ka DNA Bowman Ngabwari chai.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
So
quiet.
so that's what I can say.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Chivo. If you want to stick around, you can stick around. Let's listen to Mr. Pombo. How are you, sir? How's Italy?
Airtel 5.
Mr. Pombo. Hi.
Hello, how are you? Good
Lovely.
evening.
We are doing great. How's Italy?
Italy is okay. It's cold and it's becoming a little bit cold, but it's quite a pleasant weather.
Right, right. So, what do you think about our topics today? Is the lady lying? Is she saying the truth? And was Faith Musonda's sort of situation the right thing to do by the Zambian government?
Right. I would start with I think the first question, the first argument, the Honorable Bowman Lusambo's story. Well, I think the lady cannot lie. You know, she's talking about 4 children, so it's we have to be realistic. The lady is not lying. I would doubt about the brain or the intelligence of our sister. Of course, something smells a bit fishy here because Mona. The question is, if it is one child, yes, you can understand. Now to reach to 3 children, and then she's expecting the fourth child from the same person. I think. Well, we can also reserve some questions to pose to the lady herself. So I am not talking about whether it is right, not right, what has happened, but I think it is not a lie. It is not a lie, Mona, that what the lady was saying. I condemn, of course, the approach. The lady might have been helped by some people. I think the move is not so that fantastic. At the moment, I can condemn the lady because I think she would have taken another way of dealing this delicate question, because also Bowman Lusambo, whether is right or no, is also an honorable minister. The lady once said, well, I have tried my best and he is not following, is not answering to all my requests. Maybe that might be true, and that might be the reason why she has opted now to follow this way, which personally I think I do not support that much, because we are talking about parents. Bowman is a parent, and the lady also she's a parent. So I think for the plight of the children, the innocent children, I think this is quite a delicate situation where educated and honorable people, I think, ought to resolve it differently. Then the question of Faith Musonda.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Moon, I think it's a failure for our dreams, for the Dawn government. I support a lot our new president, Hakainde Chilema. I have great hopes, of course. Many things would be ratified with this gentleman. He's quite a very, very brilliant economist and is a brilliant gentleman, actually. So we have great, great hope. Now, what is happening? Mr. Muna, our president said, zero tolerance to corruption. Am I wrong?
Right.
Zero tolerance to corruption. Now, if it is zero tolerance to corruption, And then you say, well, here we have a lot of money in question and a lot of property in question. Well, let's use this article, let's use the other article, and we treat, let's discuss, let's treat, because that's what they have told us. They said, well, they discussed with the lady and so that she cannot go to prison. Okay. Now, just by this decision, I think it's a failure. Where is the so-called rule of law? Where is the so-called, where is the fight for corruption? No, zero tolerance to corruption. What are we talking about? I think here, Mr. President, something better can be done. I think this might be a very, very serious mistake, which can arise or which can raise some questions in many Zambians. Remember, Mr. Muna, we are still waiting for our Honorable Garin Kombo to go and dismantle those illegal buildings in Forest 27. Right. There is silence. We are talking about our 58 houses, there is silence. We are talking about many, many, many controversial dealings in under the PF government. Well, I know that it is just a multiple misconduct of this previous government, which of course HH needs time. But the Faith Musonda saga, I am not in favor of what the government has done, because if this is the situation, then I can suggest, Mr. Muna, for fairness purposes, let the government use this money they have recovered to pay all those innocent chaps, all those simple Zambians and women and men who are in prison because they stole a 2 kg pack of sugar in a Chinese shop. They are in prison by now. There are many people, Mr. Muna, who stole a blanket. They are in prison. Let the government, if there's there's justice, okay, I think we are going to side by this. Let the government pay for those people who are saving penalties, who are saving the courts. What can I say? They are saving cases for simple matters, very simple matters. So if that cannot happen, then I ask a question, which is a $1 million question. Is UPND foreseeing that such a thing can also happen to the party? And by so doing, they are also putting on a safer side to some of our honorables and members of parliament and ministers in the UPND? That is a question, and I submit, I end up here.
All right, so I've got a question for you. So in a sentence or two, what should have the state done with regards to her case?
Okay, if the state to get to retrieve all the resources, if that is the first point or the first interest of the government, to retrieve the resources which have been swindled, you can't do that by leaving the person to go free. No, there is no sense in that. We are sorry for these guys that they might face jail. Even me, I'm not happy. I'm not happy so that Faith Musonda can go to jail. But Mr. Muna, please, we are talking about a very serious scandal. Okay, I conclude by saying, is it possible that Faith Musonda explains to the Zambian people where she got all that much money, or who gave her all that much money? Then I think the Zambian people are going to be okay with that. Otherwise, it does not make sense.
Right. Understood. Okay. You can stay on the line. Let me just get other people's opinions. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Mpombo. Always a pleasure listening to you. So just hang on if you're free. Then let me just get some more people in. Von
Okay.
Moviana, Martha, welcome to the program. How are you doing? Hello, Martha. Are you there? Martha? I don't know. I don't know. She can't hear me. Let me get other people. Shadrick, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you doing?
Lovely. What is your contribution to today's topics and
Yeah, the
questions?
contribution that I have is a few contribution that I have about Bowman Lusambo.
Right.
Mr. Bowman Lusambo, what he has done is not good. It's not just from nowhere that woman can come and declare that he has the charge of Mr. Bowman Lusambo. There's something that us Zambians should understand.
Okay.
That woman, he has said the truth. He has the photo of Mr. Bowman Lusambo that took that picture from Mr. Bowman Lusambo. And for him to do that, he knew it that Mr. Bowman Lusambo, he could change. PF government has taken that it was in 2019, 2016, when PF government has taken that power for doing everything. They think that the law of Zambia is their own. They can do anything that they want. That's why Bowman Lusambo said that I'm a bulldozer to the lady. Do you understand, my brother?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Yeah. That's why he said that. But what they should know, there is a law, first of all. Everything that PF has taken for Zambia, they should give back to the people of Zambia. Look at all the money that Musonda has taken. Who gave him that money? That authority of all that money? The Bank of Zambia is
Right.
empty. People of Zambia are crying. Children, they are not going to school. There are those, mostly, almost the people of ministers are going good to school. But local people, they are not going to school. Where is the money? Only taking their children to school, buy a new vehicle, driving well, the mansion. Look at the mansion, that 85 houses. We need the owner of that houses to know. We need government to look all that. Look at our people. Like for us, we are not living in Zambia. We are abroad. We are outside of Zambia. But we are seeing what is going on. We have our families in Zambia, Ndola, Lusaka. Fintu fimota fire pangana sense. Iwe minister fye. Kufuma. Kwa mfuwa umwana kasi side chick. Wampera na abana bari batatu. Umona mumara. Tafire pangana sense. Ureti na mgwa mkutananka ni DNA. Yes? Ifungefe pima DNA bamona nga abana bakwe ngate bakwe. So people that can know the truth. We need Zambia is a Christian nation. Zambia is not a place where everyone can come just to pray like that and go out. No. We need the law of Zambia to take in his place. We need government to look after that. We need everything of people that have taken to return it back. Look at Solwezi. At Solwezi, no proper roads, no schools. Most in Ndola. Let's go in Ndola. at the Masala, no roads. Mine Masala, there's no road. At police, Mine Masala, there's no good road. Is the time that Bowman said that, oh, they will fix it. Nothing has changed. We need change in Zambia. We need
Tuatasha
people that,
sana,
yeah.
Shadrick. Thanks for your contribution. Let me just get some more opinions for more people. So, to all the people who want to join and be part of this conversation, kindly look at the link in the comment section below. We are looking forward to listening to a female opinion because but I want to hear an opinion of a lady. Because we need to balance up the whole equation. So if you want to be part of this conversation, join the link in the comment section below. If you can't see it immediately, just scroll up and you'll be able to find the link in the comment section. So let's bring a lady. Martha, can you hear us? Hi, can you just increase the volume or get closer to the mic? We can't hear you.
I'm closer to the mic. I don't know what's happening with my phone. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you're loud and clear. All right. So what's your contribution?
Mine is just, I just want to advise the lady. I just want to talk to the lady. I don't know. I've forgotten the name. Who's got issues with Mr. Lusambo. Just talk to her. I mean, find some counselors to talk to her to be calm. I mean, I'm in a similar situation with the same lady, but I think I just gave up. Zambian men are just like that. They are just like that. I don't know if the president can look into
sorry,
this.
Mrs. Mubiana, what do you mean when you say you are in a similar situation? Are you also a baby mama to Bowman Lusambo? Can you clarify before we misunderstand you?
No. I mean, hello. I mean, yes. I'm in a similar situation, but not Bowman Lusambo. I'm actually married.
All right. Okay.
I have twins, a boy and a girl. They are now 15 years.
All right. Okay. You're too close to the mic. It's muffled. The sound is very muffled. So you're probably closing the mic. So
okay. Hello?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay, you can continue. So you're in a similar situation, and
yes. I'm in a similar situation. My kids are now 15 years. The father rejected the kids when they were 1 year, 2. When they were 1 year, 2 of age, yes, he used to support them, and the reasons why he stopped supporting the kids, he was saying, "No, I'm no longer in informal employment." So he stopped supporting the kids. I've tried this and that. I've just given up. I have my kids. I'm married to a handsome young man. The man is taking care of my kids. So for that lady to go back and forth, giving birth.
Mrs. Mubiana, can you make sure that the mic is in the right place so we can hear you loud and clear? Because we're losing you at some points.
I'm saying.
Yes.
Hello, are you getting me?
Yes. Now it's very good. Just keep that position. Don't move around. Maintain that position. So you said you were in a similar situation and then you've just decided to move on. So where do you think you went wrong with regards to your situation?
I don't know. There's no way I went wrong. It's like, okay, what I mean to say, I'm actually in the similar situation with her. With her, she kept on giving birth to the same man, giving children with the same man who's never married her. And she kept on, and I hear she's having another pregnancy for the same man. Hello?
Right. Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
So that was a mistake. I did that. That was just once. And I saw that this man is not faithful. And I moved on. So that lady also contributed to her own problems. She also contributed.
Right.
So my advice to her, is my advice to her, I think let her move on. It's like this lady is still in love with Bowman Lusambo.
Mm-hmm.
She's still in love with him. That's why she's keeping on having kids with him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's still in love with him. You know, I am a lady and I know how it feels. Since Bowman Lusambo is the one who broke her virginity, so there's that pain. I think she's even under depression or something. You
Right.
know?
By the way, we don't really know for sure because nothing has been concluded. So we're just not yet sure because the courts haven't decided yet. But carry on.
Yes, so she can fight here and there, but the most important thing is the DNA test. As for me, I talked to him, I told him to go for a DNA test. If at all he has the doubts to say these are not his children. So all that failed. So I'm keeping my kids, but now since they are grown, they are telling me they want their father. And sooner than later, you will see the kids on social media.
Right. Definitely. So I have a
Yes.
question for you, Mrs. Is it Mrs. Moviana? So
Miss
Miss
Muriana,
Miss
Mrs. My
Moviana.
husband is Mr. Liboma.
All
Yes,
right.
Mrs. Liboma.
All right, okay, Mrs. Luboma. So my question is, what are the telltale signs of such an incident? Like, how can a woman only, for example, get duped once, just having one kid, and not get duped multiple times? Because with regards to this lady, she allegedly has about 3 kids. You know, she's made the same mistakes 3 times. So you've been in this similar situation. How can ladies, especially the younger ones, the naive ones, how can they prevent themselves from being in such a situation?
Yeah, this is what I meant to say. I gave up because I saw to say the person I'm dealing with, one is not mature, two is he is not responsible. I was also a bit younger. That's the time I was completing my grade 12. That was in 2002. From there, I went to Livingstone. So the time I gave birth, that these kids are my second born kids.
And how old
So
were
I
you
had my
then?
child. I had my child when I was still in school.
How
So I
old were
have
you?
these kids. By then,
Yes.
I was 19.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So I have my second kids, and then I see to say this man is not responsible. I gave up. So she would have sat down since the man was just busy promising, I'll marry you from this child to the other. I also blame the lady. I really blame her because she was supposed to say, no, enough is enough. Not
Right.
ending up having 4 kids with the same man who is not willing to be with you. It's
Mm-hmm,
not good. And for us ladies, we just keep on hating ourselves.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, Miss Moviana, my question is, do you ever, or rather, would you have gone to the extent that this lady has gone to? And do you sympathize? And if you put yourself in her shoes, do you ever see yourself having had reached that extent? And why would she reach this particular extent? Coming from a similar situation, right? Why didn't you reach this particular extent? And do you sympathize with her? And how do you really correlate her situation and to the levels where she's taking this situation to your situation, since you've been in this similar thing, almost a similar situation?
Yeah, I really sympathize with her because even me at the moment, sometimes I even cry because no child would want to live without a father. Okay. So with her, it's even worse because the kids now, they are going into 4. She'll be having 4 kids with the same man. The man, I think the reason why she kept on having children is because maybe the man was promising him, they was promising her heaven on earth. That's why she kept on having those kids. But it's unfortunate that the man is refusing, is rejecting the responsibility. And the only key, as a lot of people are saying, is just a DNA test. I wish the president could look into this matter. Maybe at a certain point, maybe in Zambia would have a paternity court, whereby if a man fathers a child and is not taking responsibility, a DNA test is done, and after that, if it proves that he is the father, I think I mean, the country is able to judge. The law is able to take its course on such individuals, because this ends up like you don't have people to help you. And she's having 4 kids there. I hear she's coming from a family like mine, a poor like mine, a poor background, whereby kids. That's why we are seeing street kids all over. Children are just roaming around the streets because their parents are not supporting. They're not there to support.
So, Miss Moviana, uh, because you brought up the fact that you were in a similar situation. So I don't really mean to be very personal, but in order for us to have a clear, a clear context with regards to the lady claiming to be the baby mom of Mr. Lusambo, right? In your case, how old was the man? Was the biological father to your kids, and what was the age difference between you and him? And if you consider the lady's situation, because she was saying that she was 16, and at that particular time Bowman Lusambo was over 30 years. So in your situation, do you ever see her being manipulated because she was too young, and Bowman Lusambo was like way too experienced because he was like way mature, he was over 30? So what was your situation in comparison to her in terms of the age difference between your the biological father to your kids and her story?
Okay, I think with her, yes, there was some manipulation in there because she was very young at the time. Even this time, I think she hasn't yet clocked 30. So she was too young. Sorry, I've been following this story. So she's something like 28. So it was, manipulation. For me, the age difference was 9 years. So it wasn't that bad. That's why I think maybe I was able to decide to say, no, I'm not going back to this man.
I see, I see. And then obviously you've reached this particular point where you have given up hope and there's nothing that you can do. So you earlier suggested for the Zambian government to have like some paternity courts. I don't really know how you phrased it. So what do you think the government can do better? Because if you compare Zambia and the United States of America, there's somebody who, I think it's Marilyn, somebody in US right now. She said in America, when you have kids and you get taken to the courts, and child support is actually a huge problem. So what laws do you think needs to be implemented in Zambia so that people in your situation, in the baby mama, the alleged baby mama to Honorable Bowman Lusambo's situation, what type of laws and how can we improve this type of situation?
Unfortunately, I'm not a lawyer, but the same one I mentioned, because my kids keep on watching the same paternity court program, that program. And I tell you, growing up in such a situation, my kids keep on crying. They watch those episodes. I think Zambia should also copy from America, though we are still developing, but I think something can be done.
So at what point did you decide to just move on? After how many attempts, and how old were the kids, and how easy was it for you to move on?
It was terrible. Very terrible. The kids, I think, were just, I think, 5 years. I said, no, let me just move on. It was terrible because I tried so many times. The time I decided to say, let me move on, is the time when my father called this man and he answered him to say, who are you? When he really knew that he was talking to my father, he said, if you're not going to tell me your names, I'll cut the line. And he did just like that. He did cut the line. And I said, no, this is not human.
All right, okay.
So I said, let me just give up.
Miss Moviana, I don't really mean to be insensitive, but I just want to get more information out of you. But what role should a woman play, or rather, what things should a woman prepare for in order not for her to fall into such a similar situation? And if you had to turn back the time, right, what things could you have done differently?
I would have waited for the right time to come so that I get to marry the person that I love, the person that I feel will take care of me, my family. And I think concerning we learn from others. We learn from others. Like the way I've made a mistake, and that lady has come on the forum. I think young ladies out there, they are busy listening to this. I think they will be able to take the right path.
That's very true. So, what advice do you have for the lady at this particular moment?
As I've been saying from the start of this conversation, let her just do a DNA test. I don't know how much it costs. If there are people who can come in to help her, let her do a DNA test. Then she just wants to prove he is the father, and then the father will take responsibility. That's all. So the issue of I don't know what I read, if it's true, if she wants to show off the videos, whatever they shared together, that is not good. Actually, I condemn that. I condemn that. Let her do a DNA test. If there are people who are going to help, let them come on the platform. Let them help so that we do a DNA test. We know who is the real father of the kids.
Definitely, definitely. And one more last question. Now, maybe I might go. I might get negative, response, and people are going to think I'm very insensitive. But let me just play devil's advocate for one second here. Do you ever think, or rather, do you ever see the lady lying? What if she's lying? What would make a woman come up with such allegations? What if she's lying? And why are you so convinced that she's, telling the truth? Probably, maybe because you're in a similar situation, but why do you think she's definitely saying the truth?
I'm not saying she's saying the truth. Her situation at the moment, that's why people are demanding that let a DNA test be done. Because we've got characters, like in Zambia, we've got characters. Somebody can just bump into you because you've got money, she will accuse you of this and that. So that's why people want her to do a DNA test. Okay? Yeah. So on the other hand, why would you even lie of such a thing? Why would one lie of such a thing?
Right. I see. I see. So when we talk about your, I don't know whether you're going to allow us to get back to your situation, right? So did you ever reach this extent, or the biological father to your kids knew and he didn't have any reasons to deny? Did you ever reach this extent in your situation?
I have never, and his reasons for not supporting the kids up to now, though I don't talk to him, I don't even know where he is. But he's within Zambia. But the reasons he gave in the first place was to say, I no longer work, so I cannot support the kids. So why would you go up and down running for this one man? And at the moment I'm married, why should I keep on pushing the man who is not even my husband? What will my husband think about? My husband is busy supporting the kids. So now it's just in the hands of the Almighty. But
Thanks a
now
lot.
as kids are growing, they want their father.
Thanks a lot, Miss Moviana. We really wanted to hear a female perspective, and you've actually opened up a lot of topics and a lot of suggestions. You've given us like a lot of different good things that we can probably use as a nation going forward. So thank you for being this brave. And is there anything you would love to let the country know, or is there anything you would love to specifically emphasize?
Nothing much.
All right. Okay.
What I'll just tell the nation, especially the men, please, let's avoid such issues. If you know you are married, please stick to your wife. If you are not faithful to your partner and you're going out there, please take care of those kids. Ati balanda shani muchibemba mwebene cause me I'm lost. A lot of people on this platform, I think they are members. Ukasungo Munankwe Teshwika, is it?
Yes, yes. I'm also Lozi, by the way, but I just happened to speak Bemba. Yes, Usongomu Nankwete Shivika. That's correct.
Teshwika. So you can be confined with that one family and your kids with your wife. Those kids who are outside there, they might do well in future. And you know how God does things. They might do well in future. How would you go there and ask for help? They won't even come to your aid.
Mm-hmm.
So, Maine, please, let's be faithful to our partners. Be faithful to your partners. For the lady, please, I beg with you, I really beg, do not release that. Is it a video, whatever it is? Just fight for a DNA test so that at least the truth prevails. Thank
Litumezi
you.
vo Martha, Litumezi Mulova Alehande. Thank you for supporting us. If you
Thank
want,
you.
you can stick around. I know maybe you might want to contribute some more. So if you want, you can stick around. You're just going to be on the back end. So thank you. Let's listen to other people's opinions as well. Litumezi
Thank
Felahande, Mulova Alehande.
Thank you, Ritumez.
All right, so let's get some more people here. So Muya, good evening, Muya.
Evening, Muya. Muna and the rest of the panel members.
So what's your
Okay, I hope I'm
contribution to
audible
today's
now.
topic?
Contribution
You
to
are.
today's topic. Okay,
Just can you just switch off the
switch off the
that background thing?
that background thing? All right. Okay. Before I come to the issues that got the studio, I would love to on the Bowman issue.
Right.
That to begin with, I think it's unfair.
Moya, can you
For a
turn off
lady
the
who's
YouTube
can you
or
turn
the
off the YouTube
Facebook page that you're watching us from? I can
page that
hear my
you're watching
feedback.
us from? Hear my feedback. Okay.
Yeah, just switch it off. Then
I don't
concentrate
know how
on
I'm going
just
to switch it off.
using
Then
StreamYard.
concentrate on just StreamYard. Okay, let me see how I can. Then it means I have to mute. I'm using a anyway, so it could be possible that some features are not showing here.
All right. Okay, because hearing our feedback is very
Hearing our
unprofessional.
feedback is professional.
Okay. Okay. So I just had to kick off Muya because I hate listening to my feedback. Mr. Hengest, are you naked? If you're naked, you need to put on your shirt. Then join us after you put on your shirt. So, Shadrick, welcome to the program.
Yeah, I'm still back, my brother. It's still me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still you. So, okay, let me get some more
Yeah.
people. Then I'll bring you back.
Yeah, no
Let me just.
problem.
Okay. Alicia.
Yes, how are you?
Very good. Good evening. What's your contribution?
My contribution is a very simple contribution, Mr. Moderator. Are you getting me?
Loud and clear.
Yes. My first contribution is on Mr. Bowman Lusambo. Since the time I came to know this gentleman, the highest level in him is arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
The way how he was conducting even his politics doesn't surprise any normal person in relation to what is happening today. I don't blame that lady because women are weaker than men in any aspect of life. So if Bowman at that time, when he approached the lady, he had maybe something in hand which convinced the madam to keep hope in him. This is the reason why things are like this. And the comment on what the previous lady was saying, that I don't want you to expose him by means of showing these naked things. I don't agree with you, madam, because the DNA thing you are talking about, for me, I would suggest that let those pictures come and let people see them so that we do away with the DNA thing.
Okay, so let me just get that clear. So you want the lady to go ahead and post the naked pictures of Honorable Bowman Lusambo?
Yes, because look at the explanations of this lady. She is passing hell on earth. You know what I mean? And why is she saying this? Because the type of life that she was introduced by Bowman has drastically changed to a negative aspect. She's unable to feed the children. She's unable to work for herself because right now, as she was speaking, as she is speaking, or as she was speaking in the day, she's a pregnant person and she cannot do anything. And the person continues to say, no, this person is mad. This person is like this. You know, how do you feel if this thing was happening to your sister, you yourself, Mr. Moderator?
I would be furious. I would be furious, but I would be careful
No, when you
because
are serious, sorry,
posting the
when you are
nude
serious,
pictures would land
yes,
her in more trouble. She would be in more legal trouble. So I would find a different way to sort out that situation than just
yes,
going to the public and sharing the nude pictures, because that would even be way much more devastating for her situation, because she might end up in jail, and then what's going to happen to the kids? So I would tread carefully.
that's true. But you know, looking at the type of a person you may try to defend, but on Bowman Lusambo, he is not a person who deserves such a defense because he has already shown to the world that he's an arrogant person. He would have handled this case amicably. He would have called the lady, even the relatives of those who say, let's find a way forward of settling this matter before it reaches this stage of coming online like this. Everyone knows, and he is a high profile person, a person who is serving for in the country of Zambia as a he was a former minister under the previous government. He's still an MP representing thousands and thousands of people, and he's a well-known person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then he remains arrogant like that. What is in his head? What is he using to in an attempt to settle this issue?
Mm-hmm.
Then coming to the issue of Musonda, I want to agree with my brother who is still showing there. My
Mm-hmm.
dear, getting that the monies and the house, whatever, for me is nothing, but people should face the wrath of the law. It's like a person has killed somebody, and the police comes in and arrests that person. He's taken to court, and he admits that yes, I indeed did killed this person. And then they say, okay, thank you because you have admitted that you killed him. You can now walk free. Is it not the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
And for your own information, me, I like education very much. I'm a poor person. That money that was in those bags, if it was well channeled, it would have built maybe 2, 3 schools to accommodate a person who is traveling from Jonleng to Kablonga. The distance from Jonleng to Kablonga will make that child to be tired while he or she is traveling to attain education. The reason is that there are no schools in Zambia. And the people hiding money like that as if, we don't think, as if you are fools. So, and then at the end of the day, that particular person is set free. Okay, maybe we have different levels of understanding, but the truth is that a wrong thing shall never be correct, and a correct thing shall remain correct, no matter how much you may manipulate it. A wrong thing shall never be correct, and a correct thing shall remain correct. So let this thing be corrected. That lady, with her previous uh, 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 work or job, we know that lady. She cannot accumulate such huge amounts of money. Therefore, we are asking the authorities to ask her so strongly where she got that money and who gave her that money, and let the law follow that particular part.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot for your contribution. To all the viewers out there, we are dying to find out female opinions, because this is a topic whereby maybe as men we could be biased. So this is one of the reasons why I want to hear from females, and I want you to tell us your opinions, because from a male perspective, we might not really quite comprehend certain issues and certain scenarios, certain situations. So if you are a female and you've got something to say about this particular topic, kindly join using the link in the comment section below. So I'm posting the link that you can have access to in order for you to join this particular conversation, and I'll be looking forward to you, especially the females, because I really want to hear female perspective. So this is Z Corner. Today's discussion is the baby mama, the alleged baby mama to Bowman Lusambo, is she saying the truth or is she lying? Question number 2 is whether the state, as in Zambia, did the right thing to let Faith Musonda go free of charge without facing any serious time due to the fact that she gave up or forfeited the money and the house. So do you think that was the right thing to do? And just basically give us your opinions and contributions. So is there anybody else on the panel who would love to add to this conversation? So let me just add in Mr. Hengist. Hello, Hengist. How are you doing? Hello? Unmute your audio, then talk.
Oh, am I audible enough?
Yeah, very, very loud and clear.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to apologize for the indiscipline and not dressed properly when that. So that it's hot.
Right. Okay,
Hello?
what's your contribution? What's your contribution?
Yeah, I would like to talk about the case for Musonda. The case for Musonda, I think what I think is that
Hengist, can you mute yourself? As in, I know you're watching us from Facebook or YouTube. Kindly mute yourself.
As in, I know you're watching us from Facebook or YouTube.
Okay. So let's bring in somebody else. Mr. Muyunda, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
All right. Okay. Let's bring
Mr. Muyunda. Mr. Muyunda, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Mr. Muyunda, welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Kindly mute whatever device you're watching us from.
Mute whatever device you're watching us from.
We don't want to hear our feedback.
Yes, sir. Good Good evening.
Good evening. All right. Okay. let me remove. Let me add somebody else. Finally, a female. Good evening, Mrs. Zulu.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Lovely. I hope you're not playing the video in the background. We don't want to hear our feedback. Good. So what is your contribution?
Okay, my contribution is on this man, Mr. Bowman Lusambo. Yes, as a female, looking at things, what he's doing is not right. Because that woman to come out on media to talk, the way I was watching it during the day, looking at her, she's somebody that's being pregnant, she's somebody who's very frustrated on what she has gone through, the way she has explained, the way they met. You know, as women, we have a certain background where you are coming from. Looking at her, being an orphan without parents, being kept by the grandmother. You know, we also have, you know, in future, you would also think of having something, a good life, whereby you are a girl, you are being kept. I don't know what she was going through. And then you bump on a man here who is there promising to even, at the time when he was meeting her, she had not even had a phone. Somebody who is promising you, heaven and earth. What can you do? As somebody who is suffering, you have no father, you have no mother, but you are a woman, and look at her, she's beautiful. And then you see somebody who is promising you, what can you do? And when with men, it comes to men. If you ask her, for her to have all those children, sorry, I'm talking because I'm a woman, I've passed through such things. As a woman, ask her how many times has she slept with Bowman Lusambo. You can even count, maybe you'll find that maybe 3 or 5 times. Having a child doesn't mean that you have to sleep with a man 10 times, no. Maybe that she slept with one once she got pregnant. Being Bowman Lusambo, knowing that this one, she was a virgin, men, they become, you know, I don't know what they call it. I don't know, I can call it in Bemba. I don't know. You become like stingy. You want just yourself. I think you can you can agree with me there. Finding her being a virgin, he wanted to be just going there. When he thinks of that time when he met her for the first time, what he felt. That's why he was going back immediately. You know, there are women whereby they are fertile. I'm talking like the way I am. First time I met a man, I got pregnant. Second time, just sleeping with that man once, I got pregnant. So even her, she can be in the same situation with me, whereby when she slept with him, first child, she got pregnant, and he went. Again, he thought of that sweetness he felt that day when she slept with that girl. He came back again, impregnated her. Being a vulnerable child, honestly speaking, he has to do something there. Then I'm not happy about what is happening. Because you look at those children who end up tomorrow, those children becoming rapists, becoming street kids, becoming all sorts of, these cadres, the one you're having today, fine, look at them. But they don't have parents, the life they grew, they don't know. They went through. It's something that this girl and then children that she's having, they'll pass through that. And then look at the father is there as a minister. Yes. So on that one, let him come out. And when you talk about going to DNA, to do the DNA, he's got money. Me, I passed through. I was going with a manager for the father of my firstborn. He was working there. He was a manager. He was a boss there at local governments. I used to go there, high court there. When you reach there, you find that Land Rover is coming out here and he has left money there. As I was reaching there, I was poor.
Mrs. Zulu, is it Mrs. or Miss?
Miss.
All right. So, what exactly are you talking about with regards to your earlier situation? You were going out with somebody.
In my situation, like in her situation, let me talk on her situation. Being Bowman Lusambo and looking at her, she's claiming for the support of the children. Even they go to court, they do whatever, even DNA test. He's got that access of going there and changing things, Bowman Lusambo, because he's got money. Yes. So on that one, if you stick on just that, let her, if she's got that evidence, those pictures, let her use them in court, not in public. Let her use it in court as the evidence, not in public. Let her not send them in public. No, let her use them in court. If DNA test comes out, don't let her, because tomorrow, those are the future of Zambia, those children. You can't just let them know suffer in Chipata like that. Even her, today we are failing to see those children because of what? She has no access. She has no access. And then people are busy there commenting, blaming her. No. If you have never been in that such situation, you always see negative things.
Yes. But have you been in such a situation?
Yes.
And how did you resolve your situation?
I'm telling you, it was hard. I ended up by the time where I wanted even to go and throw myself on the rail line there so that the train comes and passes, and then don't want to even pick my board and go and bury me. But because God was there, somebody just picked me. He put me in the house, and then he said, "Can you think if there's anyone who is a relative who can, take up with this, who can help you with this situation?" She gave me 2 days. I had to think, I've got an auntie in Ndola. Let me go. Let me call her. I went back to my uncle because all my relatives rejected me. He said, okay, let me write a letter so that I'll put it in an envelope so that when she read the letter, then she'll reply. That's how I found myself today. I'm in Ndola because of the same situation. I'm still in Ndola. I'm still in Ndola stuck. Yes. So, such situations whereby people, they go just think on their situation, think it's an easy thing. No, as a woman, always there's a certain man who said, women are weak vessels. When you see that, always God created Adam, he created Adam, and then he put Eve as a helper. Always realize, a man, I have to rely on a man. So even herself on a situation, she thought of involving this man who just bumped on her on the shopper. Can you? I want the phone. Go. Can you go? Okay, spending. Okay, thank you. Go. Imagine.
So, with regards to your situation, how old were you, and how old was the man then?
That time I was 19 years, and the man was 20 something. Because the difference was like 7 years. Was 7 years. Go to daddy. Go and tell daddy to put off.
Okay, so clearly there is a pattern with women who are in such a situation. They are usually with men who are older and they are sort of naive. Do you think being young and immature plays a role in women finding themselves in such situations?
Like women in such situations, they have no choice, my brother. They have no choice. They're always what we think as women is like, okay, and there's maybe those ones. I'm also not educated. I felt like, no, I'm not educated. So, when you find yourself in that situation, you always think, that natural thing, which we always depend on men. You always improve yourself thinking, well, if I have a boyfriend, if I have this man, maybe at least my life will change. Yes. So, what I think it was that was the situation that she was in, whereby she just thought to say, okay, this man has promised me he will get me a phone. He has sent me money even to go and see him, So
right.
that one.
And what was the reaction to your parents? Because a lot of people are saying that it's very hard to believe her story because there's no way a woman can cohabit with a man for 4 years without even getting to find out whether he's got a family or not. So what do you think from that particular aspect?
On that aspect, it's like it's what I was telling you, that getting a woman pregnant is not that you have to sleep with her several times. No. Look at, she will sleep with that woman, she fell pregnant. Maybe doesn't mean that, I don't know, if you ask her, whereby if she was pregnant, was it used to come or send even a coin for her to to sustain her life? You understand? Talk of a pregnancy, it's 9 months, almost a year. She started breastfeeding. When he knows that, this time at least the child is grown up, he thinks of that virginity the girl he met. He goes back, in fact, that woman gets pregnant again. He goes back, now with her, she had not that chance to even to meet another man. She has seen already this man, maybe, it will change, like already he has promised me heaven and earth. You understand? That's the thinking of a woman. Same way, even those ones who are married, I don't mean those ones who are hearing me, I think they can support me. Even with a husband in the house, today you do this, you hear that my husband has got a girlfriend somewhere else. You will always think, oh, I've got children, and she has already married me. As women who cannot tolerate, even up to 10, 12, 15 years, tolerating something which you think in future it will help you. But here comes, the future is ruined. What can she think? That's what she's saying. She knows if she put those pictures in social media, she'll be in trouble. But she has said, I wouldn't mind. Tell me, which point has she reached? And being a pregnant woman, could have waited before you have to deliver. That asking a woman such questions, who is pregnant? Us women, once you are pregnant, we get more frustrated and we can do anything.
Right. So, what can be done to prevent such situations from happening? How do you think Zambia needs to improve with regards to protecting women?
Regarding to protecting women, men should stop lying. When you want a woman, go there, say, oh, my wife is doing this, or my wife is like this. Tell the truth. I want you to be my side chick. Protect yourself. Avoid these fatherless children. Talk about it, about that relationship that you want to have with that woman. Plan for it.
Right. So, when it comes to your situation, did you get it resolved?
No.
Okay,
I just moved on with my life until at least God blessed me. Also, I got married to a certain man. Also, I've got I had 3 children out of wedlock. Until I got married, I've got another 3 children. I have got other 3 children now.
Yeah. So when you say you had 3 children out of wedlock, was that from the same man or different men?
No, different men. This one, it comes, he promised you. You just I met those men once, and if they are there, they are listening to me. Let them tell the truth. Just once I got pregnant, and this one also I got pregnant, and this one also I got pregnant. That's why I just said, okay, let me stop. I stand here. The one who also was reaching 8, the last one, she was 8. It's when I got married. My firstborn on my marriage is 9. That's a difference between the one I had on my own and my one that I started having when I was married. 9 years difference.
All right. So your kids have got 3 different biological fathers.
Yes.
All right. And
so what I'm insisting on men, when you know that you are married, you want just a side chick, should tell the truth, and you have to avoid, impregnating women. Because once the money comes, you want a woman, he will promise you heaven and earth. And look at the way he's promising you, he has taken advantage of your situation, which is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Zulu. This has been very eye-opening, but clearly there is a pattern, because the previous lady was also in a similar situation, and it seems once a man doesn't get to support his offspring, it's rare that he comes back.
Yes.
So what advice do you have for women out there who are in similar situations? Should they continue pursuing it, or should they just move on and prevent themselves from having more and more kids? What's your advice?
My advice to all women they who are hearing me is if they found themselves in such a situation, let them leave it to karma. Let them go on with their life. God is there. Always God blesses. And the way they are children, those children will never sleep with hunger. It's just for the time being. What I can advise, if anything fails with Bowman Lusambo, let her close that chapter. Let her look up to God, the one who gave her, who allowed those children. Don't do that. I was just watching news there. There's a woman who threw a fetus in the toilet. There's another woman there again who stole the child. Look at, you see how what the drama is.
Right.
Are you getting me? Yes. So if she had that chance of having those children, I'm sure they've got a future for her. Let her close that chapter. If she fails with DNA and everything, yes, I know it's bitter, it's painful, but let her close that chapter. Continue. God is going to take care of those children, and there are people there who are listening. They will help her. Let her just close that chapter. But karma, it will come back to the man. Always, I'm telling you the truth. It comes back.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then you don't necessarily have to answer this question. My question is, in this situation, there's obviously a problem which has become like a national conversation with regards to, I don't really want to implicate her in this situation, because the main topic of discussion is the lady who's claiming to be the baby mom and the Honorable Bowman Lusambo. But a lot of Zambians are also saying that the current wife, the Honorable Bowman Lusambo, has to approach the lady. So in this situation, do you think Mrs. Lusambo has a role to play in order to de-escalate this situation? And what would you recommend her to do from a woman's perspective?
Yes, what I can recommend her to do is let her come out. If she really loves the husband, let her come out, and she's the only person who can put this to stop. Those children are innocent. Let her sit down with the husband. If really still refusing, let her take this issue as the wife, because she's the helper. Because men, they can refuse that out of shame, but her as the helper, let her come out as the mother. Let her come out and find out about those children, really, if they are true, from their husband. If they are, let her take that responsibility. As a woman, if it was me, I could have done that if I really love my husband. Yes.
Thanks a lot for your contribution. This has been very insightful. You are a very strong, brave woman, and you've survived a lot, and your kids are definitely going to be awesome and amazing. Thank you for sharing us your story. And a lot of women who are watching this program have learned a lot of things for you. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great evening. Be blessed.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right. So, Bishop Zakaria, hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very good.
Yeah,
what's your contribution?
Yeah, so what I want to talk about, let me use Nyanja so that everyone can get it clear.
Sure.
Muziwa. Pali vana vatatu vana vamai avo. sivenzoziva kunyumba kwa Bowman Lusambo. Hainsa sivenzoziva kunyumba kwa Bowman Lusambo. Vana batatu na mimba siuziva kunyumba kwa boyfriend wako. Nje vinadabwa koche relationship nowadays. Munkana mwamuna for 5 years relationship siuziva ku maparenti wake, family yake. Ngatabaza maparenti wake. Why siwangaende ku family kwa Bowman Lusambo? Then kwa social media mnangambuta inani imbalance bantu.
But according to the statement that she said, Barisa and that they were cohabiting together in a certain place. So they were cohabiting at some point. And then there were instances, according to the lady, where the man named in this case was allegedly in conversation and in talks with the family. So maybe it wasn't just happening as fast as the lady would have liked, according to the information that she was saying. So maybe that's why, just answering your questions. But go on.
Okay. Uzamunga seke. Okay, by the way, Bowman Lusambo vochita baende kujeni ebeve. Bapimise blood ngati bakana. But mwamenizibira mukazi sanga sonte mwamuna winangu iya ni ministers bangati bali mu Zambia muno. Posonda cha Bowman Lusambo. Nisindiba na ndrama bad kuchira bonso ministers. So sanga sonte chebeve munga ni ufunta yayi. Abamayi balishua kuti abo bana Bowman Lusambo. So bese bangakane yayi. Na ndrama bali nazo basapporte cheba jabana kwa sila.
Awe tuatasha sana bosses. Let me also invite some more people. Vupe wanted to be part of this conversation. So Vupe Kavengele, the link is in the comment section. We want to hear from females. Tuatotera sana ba Bishop Zakaria. We've heard your opinions. Thank you very much for being part of Z Corner. So let me bring in some more people. Mr. Muyunda, did you fix your audio? I don't know. He's frozen. Okay, let's add Alicia. Well, Mr. Muyunda, it's loading. All right, so Mr. Muyunda.
Mr. Muyunda.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Can you kindly switch off the Facebook
Can you
or
hear
the
me?
YouTube playing in the background?
Can you kindly switch off the Facebook or the YouTube playing in the background?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, but I'm just hearing my feedback. Okay, you can go on.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go on. Proceed.
Hello.
All right. It seems Muyunda, we're having trouble. Bessie, hi.
Hi.
Yes. So, what's your contribution? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
Good evening. Close the Facebook or the audio playing in the background. We're getting the feedback.
Okay.
Yes. Just.
Am I okay now?
Close it.
Is it okay now?
Yes. No feedback for now. Good.
Okay. Okay. I'll use Nyanja because I've got a cough. To my contribution is uyu mkazi sanga bwere from nowhere kubwera kunama. That is a lie. Mwamvera ka? Because uyu mukazi aziva pamene achita muno mu Zambia muli ma ministers bambiri, ma celebrities bambiri, bantu bambiri bamene bamveka, ma public figures bambiri. She can't just come from nowhere to know Bowman mananipasa mwana, which means there is something. So my own advice is ningakambira bati Bowman vaenda chabe ku DNA test.
DNA
Yes, that
test.
is my.
So, have you been in a similar situation?
Okay, my sister, she has been.
Okay, so can you break down the situation without giving intricate details? So, what happened?
To my sister.
Yes.
Okay, my young sister, who is following me, she was dating a soldier. And that soldier came to me to say, I want to marry your sister. Then my sister was having a kid. I told that soldier that my sister, she's having a kid. Do you know that was last year? Do you know the soldier said yes? Just after some months, my sister slept with that soldier. Then just after a month, my sister became pregnant. We went to confirm that soldier. He chased us. Which up to now, the baby has been born. That soldier has never show up.
So
So
how old
like,
was your sister and how old was the soldier, the man?
okay, the man was 32. My sister was 19.
Okay, so we are getting the same pattern. Older man, younger, naive woman, it seems.
Yes, yes.
So after that situation happened, is the man sponsoring the kid? What happened? Is he adding any value
Okay,
to the kid's life?
okay. After my sister got pregnant, that man, we tried to follow him up and there insult us. We leaved him. We said, okay. I told my sister, okay, let's do business. You move on with this. We keep the kid. Now the man has started coming back because that kid has grown. Is almost 1 year 6. So that man now has come back because he knows now that the kid has grown. So now he has started like calling behind back, calling my sister. No, I want to see the kid. What? Which me, I advise my sister that that man again he wants to come back to give you another pregnant.
So why do you think the man refused to take responsibility?
The man was lying. He was married.
Okay, so your sister didn't know that this man was married.
No, he didn't. The man was pretending to say that he's been kept by the uncle somewhere Kabangwe. Veni is at Apollo just studying while he was in Lusaka West married with another woman. We find out after she was pregnant. And how we find out? The man is the one who said, no, me, I'm married. I've been just cheating her because I find her with another kid. So that was the advantage that the man used to impregnate my sister.
Okay, so do you think perhaps women should do more research before becoming too intimate with a man? You know, because
Yes. I think women, we have to be much careful because men do take advantage of us due to poverty and where we come from and our backgrounds, which we have to do a research more before falling in love. Because men, there are some people who have got a lot of switch talk. And us women, mwamuna chaka kuzabati nikukonda nza kuchitira so. You think, ndiye vena ndefi, at the end of the day you become disappointed and depressed. So the challenge amechipeza chabe kulise bakazi bamuna chabe ni baboza. So that's why I've come up to say I want to support this woman. It's not that she's crazy or she doesn't know what she's doing. She knows, and she just can't come from nowhere to say aba bamuna banipasa bana. No, it do to happen to many of them. Ni bambiri bamesa besoma bwera pa media funa chabe kupuba or kuzisebanya, but otherwise bali masituations ya so ni bambiri napa so batamba bamvera. It's just that swanga bwere bwa kukamba due to bamuna bamene bamachita siva bwino.
And then muganiza pochani boma
Okay, use English. No, use English.
All right, so basically, what should the government do to protect women who are in similar situations, just like your sister, in terms of getting men to be responsible? Did you ever try going to the courts?
We went at Major Street.
And what was the outcome?
The man didn't show up.
Okay.
Yes, the man didn't show up. We went there like twice, but the man didn't show up to now.
So what has your sister decided to do?
We just decided to live like that. Even me, if you tell me that, do you know the father of the kid? I don't know. I was just talking with him on phone last year, January, that no, I'll marry your sister, what, I'm in love with her, what. I even told the same man, my sister's got a kid. He said, no problem, I'm a soldier, I'm here studying as a soldier, what, but immediately I'm done December, I'm coming to marry your sister. Like coming to March, my sister became pregnant. Then he called him, said, no, abort that pregnant. I told my sister, no, you can't do that because that man promised to marry you. So, okay, let me talk to him. The man pretended like I didn't even talk to him. He started shouting at me, at my sister. So that's how my parents said, okay, let's just close this topic. So now we are heading is coming behind because he has said that the kid now has grown, so that he should come back and give another child.
So why do you think he's only popping up to give her kids?
Because
he's
you know,
allegedly married, right? So why does
yes.
he need your sister to just, put a baby in her and that's it?
Yeah, because I think the man what is thinking now is like he has taken my sister. I'm sorry to use this word, like just now a sex chamber, whereby if he wants to meet her to give her 50 kwacha, he should always sleep with her. Just to give her 100 kwacha, invite her somewhere, let me see the kid sleep with her. At the end of the day, my sister will become pregnant, and I'll say, no, my sister, she's long. But also the man is long because he knows he's married. Why of her giving her just a 50 kwacha to take advantage of her to sleep with her, which is not good.
Yes. So what are you doing to prevent this situation from happening to other people and your sister, from having like a second baby?
Okay. So I told my sister that this man, even though he call for support, we won't get that support because on following to get that support, you become another pregnant. So you get another pregnant. So it's better to close this chapter, not to get support from him forever. Since we have started to keep the pregnant, now the baby has born. She's almost now 1 year 6. So it's better not to get support to avoid this because immediately we say like we are desperate, go and get 100 kwacha, go and get a 200. They are meeting another pregnant will come up, which at the end of the day, us the family will remain suffering. Which I think for me, just stop getting that support.
I see. Then, how old is your sister right now? She's 20, right? Because
Yes,
2021, right?
20 to 21 now.
All right. So, has she decided to move on and date other people? And how do men react to her having a baby for another man? Is it easy to move on?
No, it is not. And up to now, she's not in a relationship. No, it is not easy. Up to now, she's not in a relationship. So I told her just to start a business to take care of, since for her now it is 2 kids. So I just told her to start a business.
Why do you think it's difficult for a woman to move on when she has had kids with another man?
It is difficult because like nowadays, men they are looking at the economy. Okay. So if you come in, the man wants to marry you and you come in with your 2 kids, which is not easy. They are looking at the economy of nowadays. Yes.
Do you have kids of your own? Are you married?
Yes, me, I'm married and I've got 3 kids.
All right, from the same man, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you feel could have been done better so that your sister couldn't have been in this situation? And why do you think she ended up in this situation?
Because the man was promising that immediate, although you sleep with me, at the end of the day I'll marry you. Okay. That's why she ended up in that situation because the man was coming that way, I'll marry you. Okay. So how she got desperate because she heard that this man will marry me.
But
That's
why
why
do you
she
think
ended
she
up
was
like
desperate? Why do you think she was
that.
desperate? Why was she desperate? Why do you think she was desperate? And why did she fall for this sort of situation? Why did she easily believe that man? And why did she fall in this particular predicament?
Okay. I find this situation why she found herself in that situation because men do lie like that. They'll tell you that okay, they'll propose you are my girlfriend. Then from there they'll say no, we'll get married. So you whatever the man can ask for, you will give him because you know that this man at the end of the day will marry me. That's why she thought of that.
I understand.
Yeah.
So when they were having an intimate relationship, did the man ever visit home? Were parents involved and all that stuff?
No. The man was just promising. I used to talk to the same man. The man used to promise that I'm coming in October. In October reach, he said I'm coming to January. January reach, I'm coming to February. Like that was like changing, put on statements. Today said I'm coming October. He knows that October is almost closing over. He will change to say, okay, I'm coming in December. So that to put you there, so that you should just know that they will get married, but his intention is not married. It's not marriage.
Why were you talking to the man? Who's the fatherly figure in your family? Do you have a father, an uncle, brothers? Why were you talking to the man?
Okay, why I was talking to the man? My sisters have said she had the kids somewhere. So the same situation happened at first. So again, second after she came to me to say, this time I've met a boyfriend. He told me he's single and he is ready to marry me. So I said, I don't want that situation which happened to you last time to happen to you now. So let me talk to this man. And for sure, I started talking to the man.
This is another man, or this is the second man? Because you're talking about two
This is the
different men.
second man. A second man.
Okay, but why is your sister coming to you all the time? Where are your parents or your uncle? Because in Zambia, and not kubanaka. So why is your sister always involving you? Where are the males in your family?
Okay, my sister was involving me because I'm the one who was taking care of her first kid. Even now, I'm the one who's taking care of her son. So I
how
used
many
to
kids
tell
do you
her.
have?
Now, my sister.
In total, two.
Two.
So
yes.
She's got two different baby daddies.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the space, the difference between the first baby daddy and the second baby daddy?
Okay, the first born is 5 years.
And your sister is 21, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
she had a kid when she was 16 years old, right?
16,
The first kid.
Yes.
Okay, and where is the baby daddy to the first kid, and how old was the baby daddy to the first kid?
The baby daddy, by then, my sister was 15 turning to 16. Then the baby dad was 28 years.
Isn't that development here? All right. Okay. So So she was 16. She was going with a 28. But why was she going out with somebody that old when she was 15?
Me, I didn't know. I didn't know about the situation. Me, I came across to know this situation when she was pregnant.
Okay.
So
moving on to the second guy, she was 19. So 2 years later, 4 years later, right? She started dating another soldier. So why do you think this pattern is repeating? Why is this pattern and situation repeating? First baby daddy didn't work out. Again, she moves on. Again, she's in another situation, similar situation. Why do you think this pattern is repeating?
Okay, I think like for my sister, at her situation is desperate of love. I think she was hoping that at that situation at first it didn't work out, but maybe this time it will work out. Just this issue is, I can just say she was desperate of love. Yes. She thought like this time this man who I've met, although he's telling me let's have sex before marriage, I'll come at your place, what. She was desperate of love. Someone who is telling you I'll marry you, what, promising all sorts of promises. You think like it's true, it will come to pass one day in future, but at the end of the day, you find yourself in a similar situation like the one which passed 4 years ago.
Number because you didn't end up in this situation. I'm sure you only have one husband, right?
Yes.
Well, and he's the father to all your kids, right?
3 of them.
3 of them. So imwe mwarisa na bwino imwe tamkwete problem. Number why umaiche wenu ari muri problem, like how come you avoided such a situation? Is it because you were more mature? And by the way, when was the first time you had children?
22 years.
22? Okay, so you were much more mature. So according to your information, and why weren't you in this situation?
Okay. in like Monga, why I find myself in this situation, the people I grow up with, okay, they were advising me that men do lie. We immediately to find a man who loves you. Please bring him here, although he has got money or not, bring him here. So wherever I was going, if I meet a man, I tell him, come at my mother's place, he refuse, I leave that relationship just there and then.
All right,
So
so let me
until
get
I
this right.
find you.
Sorry for cutting you off. You said
Yes.
Okomwa Kodile. So it means you grew up from different places, right? You and your sister,
Yes.
Okay. So you had a better upbringing, right? Right? And how did your sister grow up, and why?
Okay, me, I grow up at my mother's sister. Then my sister, she grew up at my mother and father's home. Okay, so like where I was growing up from, me, they were very much strict. Okay, so which they used to tell me immediately to find a man, he tells you I love you or I want you. Tell him that no, my parents are there. Let's go, I take you there. So that's what happened. So me immediately I find a man, I used to tell him, let's go at my mother's place. If he refused, I delete it just there and then. Until I find someone who accepted to go and reach at my mother's place. Up to now we are together. Because he heard what my parents said.
All right. So and that's why you were able to prevent the situation. So
yes.
What can you tell other women out there, and how can we prevent these situations from happening?
Okay. What I would advise to other women is, please, before going in a relationship or have sex, try to find out more, okay? Try to find out more and try to at least know where the man comes from. How can a man take me to a home where it's closed and I sleep there, I have sex with him, I don't see anyone? I have to be sensitive over that. So that's why I have to advise my fellow women there outside. Before going into a relationship, preventing all these situations, try to find out where is this man coming from. Onipaka one room che, just to see relatives there, mwaonako babiri batatu, and find out, because where there is fire, smoke always chabe machoka, you can hear something there. So that's what I would advise other women to do.
Tasha sana ba Bessie. It was very eye-opening to Tasha sana na advice o mga pera na kasi to Tasha sana. So matutra sana pako ba part of Z Corner. Let me invite one more person. Thank you very much. Have a great evening to Tasha sana, and I wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Take care. Okay. Joanne, hi.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
We are good. Give us the good news. Where you calling us from, by the way? Where are you joining us from?
I'm in Johannesburg, and obviously this topic has taken social media by storm. And I just wanted to add my 2 cents, and just with regards to what I think the government can do, I think they definitely need to strengthen the maintenance system. For instance, in South Africa, you're actually able to approach the courts, and if the person is working, the courts can actually issue a garnishee order, meaning every month money would get deducted from the father's salary to the mother. So I think we definitely need to find a way for government to strengthen that system, because the well-being of the children is the most important thing. Regardless of all the fighting and the squabbles, at the end of the day, the children's well-being should come first. Their food, their shelter, education, security is what matters the most. And it's high time that our men and women took responsibility of the fact that the children actually come first in all this, and they should actually take responsibility and have a heart, for crying out loud, have a heart for the children, because it's pointless living a life when your own offspring is out in the world suffering. I mean, what does that make us as people? Are we not losing the essence of who we are? I think it's high
Right.
time we definitely change for the better.
All right, good. So, do you have kids? Do you have a
Yes,
husband?
I have a 6-year-old. I'm unmarried. And I'm also in the same situation. I don't get support, but luckily I am employed and I work extremely hard to provide for my daughter. Unfortunately, because I'm not in the country, I'm not able to access any legal systems. So on my side, I've just basically resolved myself to just make sure that I fend for my child. I'm very privileged to actually have a job, whereas I
Right.
know a lot of women in Zambia don't have that opportunity, and it's very, very difficult.
Right.
Therefore, that is why
So, sorry for
systems
cutting you
to.
off.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry for cutting you off. I just want to get some facts straight before we jump into this. So, uh,
Okay,
I don't mean to scare you, but I just want to get a few information here and there. So,
no
so you
problem.
said the biological father to your kid is in Zambia, right?
Correct.
And the child is 6 years old, right?
Yes.
And how old were you when you got pregnant? And how old was the man?
So I was 27 at the time, and he's actually younger than me, 4 years younger than me. So I think he was about 24, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So why isn't he able to support your kid?
I
What does
think,
he say?
well, basically the story, when the communication was open, was that he was financially unable to, of which it is a struggle when you are in that situation, because you think about what the other person might be going through, and basically just becomes like a stalemate at the end of the day. So I think it's a different situation where the man actually is financially able to
Mhm.
provide for his children, and then on the other side, this person doesn't have the financial capacity to do so, or is really just financially strained. So it
Right.
becomes a
So,
okay.
sorry about that. Sorry for cutting you off. So when you were dating, right, was how was the situation? Because you're able to sort of gauge and analyze the situation. So did you know that this could have been reality after the fact that you got pregnant? Or perhaps you had a different perspective of what would happen. So while you were dating and being intimate, did you expect this situation to happen? Did you foresee this situation, and how were you preparing for that? And if you knew that this could have happened, why did you proceed?
I think, as the previous lady has spoken, when you're in a relationship with someone, you obviously think the relationship will work. And at the time, there were prospects of, getting married. And so then you start to trust someone, and then you obviously expect the best, because the person is putting their best foot forward. I mean, we all do that when we're dating. You want to show this person the best of who you are, up until you get to a point where, okay, maybe things don't work out. So that's exactly what happened with me. Things are going really well, and unfortunately, things didn't work out. So definitely blindsided in some areas, but then obviously I took cognizance of the situation and just made honey of everything. Yeah.
Right, right. So have you tried to move on? Is it easy to move on after, having a kid with another man? And how easy is dating and just finding another man to take care of you, the kid, and getting to marry you?
Well, on my side, I think the focus has been on developing myself, not rushing into dating. It is quite challenging when you are a single mom to actually get into relationships, because most men who don't have kids, don't want to necessarily take on that role so quickly. So I think it is kind of like a challenge, but then I don't think it's a deal breaker. I think children are a blessing, and I think people need to be open with different types of relationships. On my side, I focused on just looking after my daughter, my work, school, and that has kept me really busy. But I
Hmm.
think a relationship would definitely be on the cards in the future. I'm definitely open to it. I just feel at the end of the day, we need to definitely take cognizance of the fact that single mothers need to be supported. Statistics around the world are that single mothers are the most indebted, and they are the reason that a lot of children are actually underprivileged everywhere. So this phenomenon definitely needs to be addressed. Men need to start taking responsibility and supporting their kids, because that is the only way that we can actually move forward. You know, the need to get a good education, they need food, they need clothing. People really need to start to take this topic forward and look at it holistically. This blame game of who did this, who did that, what happened, at the end of the day, the children are the ones who suffer the most if we don't take responsibility. Discussions need to be more open, and I think we should stop being judgmental, because then I think we lose the essence of what we're actually trying to achieve, which is getting children taken care of the way that they deserve. I mean, they didn't ask to be here, but then I think there's a lot of people who are taking this conversation to a whole nother level, whereas we could be more productive and advancing the rights and the things that the children actually deserve. Thank you.
Great. So I have one more question before you leave. So the pattern that I'm getting with regards to the previous people who joined us, they were too young and they were dating older women. But in your case, you were dating a younger man. So do you think age has got uh, a, plays a key role in determining whether a relationship is going to work or not? And would you date another man who's younger than you? And do you think a man's age matters with regards to, marriage and all that stuff?
I think age matters definitely for both sexes, men and women. Um, I wouldn't necessarily date somebody younger again. I think I've gotten that T-shirt. But I think on my side, I think both of you need to be mature. And according to, I think, psychology, the age that both men and women really, really get to a point where you're an adult and can make really good decisions is actually 27. So you can imagine everyone who's getting pregnant or getting married below that age, we're still considered really young. You know, we haven't really gotten as much worldly experience as we could in order to be able to make better decisions. So I think we need to be looking at both sides, not only the men, but also the women. They need to
Right.
be much more experienced in life as a whole.
Right. So you talked about maturity. Now let's define maturity. How do you define maturity? Because a man could be mature but broke, not financially capable of taking care of the kids. So what is maturity?
Okay, so I think there's many sides to this. You could be broke temporarily, but then you could still have a vision, you could still have a plan, and you could also still try and maintain a relationship with your children. So I think this is another thing that we need to consider. I mean, a lot of women, yes, are battling to get money, but then there's some women who do get money, but the father doesn't even care about these kids. He doesn't visit, he doesn't do anything. So I think maturity really comes as a whole, and we need people to actually start looking at things more deeply and not just monetary. These kids need fathers. They need leaders. They need people to be there to give them advice, to tell them about life. And those are the things that we really want to see. And I think that is what the lady in question is also trying to portray, that she would like the father to have a relationship with her children. And I really, really hope and I pray that this man does not relinquish, meaning he doesn't give up his parental rights. I hope he actually does want to be in these kids' lives, because I think they deserve it, guys. Honestly, it's something that we really need to take to heart and drive home to say children need their fathers and their mothers as much as possible. I know sometimes not possible, but they need that relationship with both parents as much as possible.
Agreed. Agreed. Thanks, Joanne. Uh, Mulova
Thank you for having
Alehande. Thank you very much for giving us all the tips and nuggets. We really, really appreciate. So have a great evening. Let me invite some more people to come through. Let me just conclude this. You have been amazing. Thank you very much. Have a blessed evening. Hello.
Hello.
Luva.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
Very good. What is your contribution?
Well, first of all, I'm a senior citizen, so I'm old enough, and I'm just expressing the issues that are prevailing. Like, yeah, what's her name, Moriana, the lady that's just from South Africa.
Yes, Joan Mobiana.
Yeah, I think she has spoken enough on that one. And my contribution was, I think there's a lot of issues that are circulating, issues that are going around in Zambia. And one thing that I would love at this point, collective as a country, is to see the laws amended. The laws are very weak. And people have been taking advantage of these loopholes to abuse women. We need to have laws to begin with. Like Muriana says, where a person in the capacity of Bowman Lusambo should be held responsible, garnishing whatever income that he has and make him accountable for his deeds. We don't want to have a situation in our community where we have a repetitive scenario of this kind happening. This does not represent who we are as a country. Really, it's embarrassing. There's a saying, they say, show me you are powerful if you can change somebody's life. And he has that power to change people's lives and not abuse women. This is unacceptable. And we don't even understand why he's there on the podium in a law-making process. He's not fit to make no process or no law for nobody at this point. This is unacceptable. And one last thing, if I can just add on, is that at this point, this is where we should be seeing a movement of women, collective, including community leaders, the churches. Let them go somewhere where the voices can be amplified, voices can be heard. We cannot be running through these cycles year after year. We need to speak more, speak louder. And I'm glad I was watching internet someplace of a certain movement by women with a hashtag justice for mercy. I hope that goes far as the lawmaking process in parliament. He needs to be held accountable. And also for these young ladies, please take common sense to your heart. Dating. What is this nonsense? Where is this taking you? There's that competition and that phenomenon in our community of people getting married. Getting married what? Get yourself self-sufficiency. Get yourself some dignity. Some dignity is getting married. Men lie, and they don't do an evaluation of any sort. Treat any man that walks into your life as a liar until he proves himself otherwise. Any person that walks proposing, yeah, I like you, yes, okay, show me you like me. Line up a checklist of certain things that you want in your life. He could be a thief. Yeah. That's how this community needs to be. And us elders like me have a lot of nieces. I don't even play with them when, they start talking in issues of dating or stuff like that. I am very upfront. You're not doing this until you finish school, because and nobody's gonna take away your school once you graduate or you do your program. That dating can wait until you are matured. Like she said, Moviana said, maybe 27 years. It's a process where you invest your time in yourself first. Do your investment in yourself before you even start thinking about something else. And I blame the community leadership right at this point. Every day it's Mateveto, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Let's protect our kids. I think that's what is important. Let's protect our kids. Yes, and we need to do more investment in the preventatives. Look at how we jump on issues when the damage has already been done. But then what are we fixing? I don't understand. Let's fix the kids to be responsible. Let's fix our kids to be who.
Right.
I didn't get what you're saying.
No, that was feedback playing.
Yeah, let's fix our kids first. Work on the preventative. I remember when we were growing up, my father was hard. He wouldn't tolerate nonsense. No. A kid is a kid. Let the kid be a kid at a certain 16 years. Really? Bowman Lusambo, you 16 years? I mean 16 years and you take advantage of a girl 16 years? If it was in America, he could land himself in jail. I'm telling you. He could be in jail by now. Now because the laws and we are demolished women. No women. Oh, this. Who is older? Who can make good choices between a 16-year-old and somebody who is 35 years old? Tell me, who can make good choices? Yeah, we need to be tough. The laws are weak. We are weak. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Have a great evening, Luva. Let me just give chance to more people, then we call it a day. Thanks a lot for giving us your insights.
All right, man.
Take care. Prof. Joseph Banda, welcome to the program. Give us your contribution.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Can you turn on your video? Because I saw you had video. Just turn on your video so people can see you.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's morning here, and I don't think it will be.
Okay, cool. Then
Okay.
Go on. You can go on. Do what makes you comfortable.
I just want to add on what the previous caller is from talking about. Please salute him because I wanted to talk about the same thing. I think in Zambia, I think we can't progress like this. We have weak laws. That's the problem. We have weak laws. That's I think people are able to do men are able to do things what they want. I think if only there can be a possible way of strengthening the laws, I think for men can start feeling to do some of the things. I don't know, you forgive me, I don't know how to speak English, but I'm trying. Statistically saying,
All right. It seems Joseph Banda is having internet issues, so we'll bring him back when he pops up. Numa, good evening.
Hey, hi, how are you?
Hi, we are good from South Africa. I remember you.
Yeah, thank you. And hi, and good evening, everyone on the panel. So for me, it's not really much to say, but it's more of first, I want to attack you a little bit. Allow me to attack you a little bit in your line of your questioning. You see, this thing, it's not all about how many kids you have, how many fathers do they have? Are they all from the one father? Or when did you get those kids? Are they with you? Do they? For me, it's because kids come in different ways. There are other people, they had their first child when they were raped. You know, there are some people, they had their first child, they were raped. They had the second child, they had problems, then they had to do the insemination. And then there are some who had just the proper delivery. Should they say it all here? No, I think that's not the point. The point is people who impregnate other girls or women must be responsible for those children when they are born. You see, that is how we're going to avoid street kids. That's how we're going to avoid having a lot of girls out there who are, when they reach 16 years old, also they start getting pregnant from other men who are not going also to be responsible. So it's all about, for example, the way this Bowman, people are saying, no, when she went there, pamene nzanaenda kuja waenda kugona kuja kanamba 1 wankhala na mimba, kanamba 2 futi wankhala na mimba. You didn't know where this guy was staying. He was a minister. You mean he didn't know he was a minister? It's not about knowing where this guy is staying or who is he or what. It's about a man being responsible for the person he's impregnated. And how do we get to that level? We can only get to that level if our judiciary system really is stiffened to a point whereby we have proper support where women are concerned in those areas, starting from a girl child. So now there is this girl child who's, let's forget about this one who's talking about Bowman Lusambo, because there are a lot of Bowman Lusambos out there, and there are a lot of girls like her out there, and they already, when people who are going through what she is going through, people are finger pointing her. Look at the way she's doing her body language. You can tell she's lying. This one, she's lying. There is no way. Did you see the way she was moving her eyes? I can see the lies in her eyes. Meanwhile, somebody who's going through her situation is watching. Already is being discouraged. Kuti, if I go to the courts or I go wherever, they're gonna say I'm lying. There is not even no money for DNA. So how do you help in that situation? So people like Bowman Lusambo, to send a strong signal out there, if this girl is willing to go and do a DNA test, it means she's in a position where she's putting her life online. She said, I'm welcoming the courts. She said, I'm okay with the DNA. I'm supporting the idea of the DNA. She's already supporting that. And then people are attacking her. Why are we not attacking the very same Bowman Lusambo who's been a minister? I don't know whether he was a member of parliament by that time. He was getting a lot of money. On top of that, he was stealing taxpayers' money as a PF member. And then we are attacking a lady. So let's push forward for the women to force the idea that Bowman Lusambo should be in court. When Vachitambala he was in a situation, the one from the Simon Mwewa. He was attacked by women organization when he only asked one lady to pick up a plastic. I think that lady had a baby on the back and the bucket. To pick up a plastic, people attacked him. He asked her to pick up a plastic to put in the bin. For a reason of telling her, kuti, if ngatugulisa ma ice broke, you will be responsible for the plastics. People didn't look at that. They looked at Vachitambala as attacking that lady, as abusing that lady, as being a horrible person, an evil person. But this time, where are they on this lady? They are all quiet. No one is attacking. No one is saying anything. Where are they? We have to make sure that she remains safe. Whatever evidence she has, let her not put it on the media. Let her keep it safe. Let it be a proof in the courts. Okay, but we don't know her safety. When a Bowman, the PF people, they are thugs. We don't know what they may do to her. We don't know, they might destroy the evidence, they may attack her or whatever. Who knows what will happen? One day this will just vanish. We don't know where it will go. So let's not attack the poor lady. Let's help the poor lady. Let's say, okay, you want to go to court? You've got the proof. Let's push forward the whole thing until we see it all the way. I think that's my take on her, not attacking the poor lady. I think we're being unfair with her.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. And let me just defend myself because, people are saying I was very insensitive with regards to the questions. Yes, a man should be responsible when he fathers, kids with a woman, and he needs to take responsibility. But at the same time, we need to teach our girl child, or rather female children, to be very careful with regards to picking the people they decide to be intimate with. And yes, people do get raped, people do get taken advantage of, and this is very unfortunate and very bad. But we have to make sure that we also teach our kids to be able to, to pick the right man and know whether a man is lying and not to get into certain situations. That is our responsibility as parents as well. So if I'm a parent, if I've got daughters, I need to teach them, this is how you choose a man. This is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to prevent.
I'm with you on that one. Maybe I just didn't. I wasn't just what you're saying is true. I support it 100%. Maybe it's just a line of questioning that I was not comfortable with, but otherwise what you're saying, I second it. But anyway, away from this, before I go, I just want to mention something about who's this one? The one who Wakasaka Wakandarama, Faith Musonda. Faith Musonda is going to walk away free. If Faith Musonda is going to walk away free, can those people who are in prison for money laundering and Vamburua and Rama, Vangabweza and Rama Naveve, so that Naveve they should walk away free? Akira Faith Musonda Bweza. So now Javana prison, Lekan Naveve Bweza, so that they should walk away free. Is that how we're going to treat the crime? That waba, as long as Wandopanga Zinangondrama Pangirapo Kabweza, don't go to prison. That is that's where we are heading, I think, with this thing. I think this is where I'll end for tonight.
Thanks a lot, Numa. I hope you understood where I was coming from. I wasn't trying to be insensitive.
No, I do. I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
okay,
you.
let me give chance to Ruth. Ruth, hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
how
you're
are
going to
you?
turn on your video. Let the people see.
No. Is this okay?
All right. Well, it's all right. Yeah, you can go on.
Okay. Mainly, I just wanted to communicate to the lady's family. I think that the family to the lady, the expectant mother, her family should take it up with Bowman, because she did state that the relationship started when she was 16 years old. Isn't that underage? She was underage, so they could literally just drag him into court, sue him, and while he's in custody, they can do the blood draw. Let them take the blood and let him go for a DNA.
Right.
And then she can get him for pain and suffering too, because she's pregnant and she's going through all this. It's not fair. It's not fair. And this is a lesson to a lot of young girls. You know, these young girls, they look at these PF cadres, they have money, they are throwing money everywhere, and you think the guy will be with you or leave the wife, or, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Go to school, do something for yourself. Work for your own money. Don't depend on other people, This is the reason why people are suffering in families. Bringing children, you can't take care of. A lot of people don't take care of their kids, but they expect other people to take care of their kids. It doesn't work like that.
Definitely. Definitely.
Cause your own trouble, sort out your own trouble. But I feel that Bowman Lusambo needs to be put in his place. The family to the girl, they need to set the ball rolling, sue him, take him to court. He can't get away with this. He cannot. First of all, go to victim support unit. Victim support unit will get him because he slept with a girl who was underage and gave her 4 children, and you think you can walk away because you're what, a PF card? No, it doesn't work like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. And the other emphasis that we should make, just like I said while talking to Numa, is getting to teach our males and our females the basics, about life, how to choose a partner, what to avoid, and all the and all that stuff. Because according to the pattern that we constantly get and the information that we constantly get with regards to these situations where a person has got different kids from different men and all that stuff, it all has the same similarities. So as much as people are saying that, I'm being insensitive by asking these questions, yes, besides the fact that people can get raped and unfortunate things can happen, right? We should also emphasize and teach women from an early age how to pick a man. And we should also teach men how to be responsible, because if a man knows that his responsibility as a father who's given, or rather who's made a girl pregnant, he has to take care of his kids. It has to be engraved in our ethics. So we should, start teaching this type of information to kids while they're in school. We emphasize these points so that we prevent such situations from happening.
Right. I agree with you. But nowadays it's very difficult to to find a decent man. They're there, but I think men are having the same trouble with finding a decent woman. So
why do you think that is?
I think society has changed a lot. Society has changed a lot. People don't respect marriages the way, the way we saw marriages growing up with our parents. How does a married man have a full-blown relationship with a young girl for 8 years and the wife doesn't know? I mean, how does it work? You know what I'm saying? There's just lack of respect, a lack of respect on both ends. This girl, there's no way she didn't know the man was married. You cannot tell me that the girl did not know. She knew, but she thought he would leave the wife and be with her. It doesn't work like that.
Right, right. So, self accountability is also something that we should talk about. And please do
Very
not get me
important.
wrong. We need to protect this woman, and we need to make sure that the kids are taken care of. Bowman Lusambo, if he is the genuine biological father, he needs to face the law, and we need to protect women in such similar cases. But we also need to teach people self accountability and how to make the proper decisions. By the
That's
way,
correct.
there's a woman who has actually come forth. I don't know whether this is a man or a woman. She says she is going to pay for the DNA, and she'll make sure that everything is done properly. So, Ru Mulimbi, how can people contact you? Because, people are watching this episode, and you are a very good Samaritan. You're looking out for the lady. And how can people get to contact you? So you can send me an email via muna@zcorner.com. We can talk about this separately, or we can even do a live stream and then talk about the things that you want to do to help the lady. So this is what we need. Thank you for putting yourself out there to pay for her DNA and making sure everything is done properly. So just contact us and we'll be able to see that everything is done properly. So Ruth, is there anything else you would love to add to the topic before I get some more people?
Pretty much, I guess that's it. That's it. But even us women, how do you even get involved with a person like Bowman Lusambo? I mean, the guy is arrogant. I don't know how much money I can throw away for my dignity, really.
But the girl
We
was
have to learn
young.
from this.
The girl
Come
was
on.
young, naive, and she didn't even have a phone. So that's why she was
Well,
obviously she fell for that because she was very young, and she was obviously coming from not so much of a very privileged background, I assume.
I
So
can
maybe that's why
understand that.
she fell into such a situation.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, she was too young though. She was very young. But in the olden days, our mothers got married at 15 years old. Sometimes you have to use your brain. And sometimes us women we mature fast, and I'm sorry to say, but we have some sense. So I don't know what her fifth sense just didn't kick in. But it is what it is. She has to ask her family to stand in and fight for her. But the whole thing, just I can't believe what he's doing. But anyway, I wish her all the best.
Definitely, definitely. We will definitely look out for her, and we'll get as much publicity as we can. Thank you very much, Ruth. Let me get Joseph
Thank you.
Banda on the line. Have a great evening, Ruth. Finally, Joseph Banda, talk to us.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, for the network. I'm in the library right now, and that's the reason why I was kicked out.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing that I want to say is, okay, like I ended on this point to say statistically that right now, if we are to look at this point, we'll say 89% of women right now in Zambia, and they have children without fathers. So my advice will go to young women. Before they fall in love with someone, they have to at least do a bit of research about that person. Why is it so? Because you find you fell in love with someone, waiting for that person. Okay, let me say your promise to get married to that person, whilst the person has someone else, and you expect that person to marry you. Then the other thing is, if we were to look, I'm not here to blame the woman, because I can understand she has passed through a lot. The thing is, again, the other thing is we have bad leaders. They are pretending to be, I don't know if they say sheep in goat. I don't know. I don't know what they say that. But how come we have bad leaders and we expect to go ahead in our country? That can't happen. Look at this. Bowman, I'm from Kabushi, by the way. But right now I'm not in Africa. Bowman, I used to watch Bowman throwing money, and how come is who are saying the lady has no, I mean, there's no money for DNA. Bowman has just refused to go for DNA, because on my point of view, that lady is saying the fact. That lady is saying the fact. On that one, I agree with her. I don't know, they were just together. But the thing is, right now we had the issue of the former minister. I don't know, from Mabumba. We were talking about the same issue. So I said it before I was kicked out, to say we have to have in Zambia, the judiciary or the cabinet should, the laws should be strengthened in Zambia. I'll give an example of Rwanda. Rwanda, that country is disciplined. Yeah, can be the same thing. Even Zambia can be the same thing. So let's talk. We are not going to blame the lady here. The minister, him is our MP now, and that one is a public figure. Is the one who's going to who's supposed to face the law, not the lady, because the lady.
Hello, you are freezing. Yeah, it seems we lost connection.
Yeah, I'm saying you can't say Bowman Lusambo has no money for DNA. The man has just refused to go there. He knows the truth. Bowman knows the truth. There's no way you can say that lady is mad or something. No, she's telling the truth. And advice to men, please remain faithful to your partner, because mwakula seva na fefifi ne nomba. And bad thing is that amarida zawa kunta shevare seva ne nomba aba itimise pela mwalashi twala kwesa. Because you people, these people are the one who are supposed to be examples to us. Number if tuambo kuba pela mano nomba, no, you are supposed to be doing this. Those guys are big bosses. I used to watch Bowman Lusambo myself. I'm from his constituency. Now, Umukuru Mundo misbehave. No, you can't tell me that guy has money. He's a bulldozer. Why can't he just go? In fact, during the DNA test, some people should be involved. Bowman can bribe those people. Balanda chama negative ya. I mean, what can I say? I'm a result of my ambient. The lady is telling the fact. Bowman should be put behind bars, or something should be done. He's a public figure, that man. He's our MP for that matter. Yeah, let me say, let me not say much, man. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. I don't even know the time I'll visit Zambia. It's because it's been years now, and from now again I have to go somewhere very far.
All right, okay. Vakamikumanya pa airport.
Ted bwana, Ted.
All right. Okay, but I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but we have to take things seriously, man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's obviously jokes here and there, but lawlessness shouldn't be condoned at all.
Man, I wish I was in Zambia. I would have paid for the DNA. I mean, I have to That lady, the one who said he should contribute, he should
Yes.
contribute. Too bad for me, for us, we can't send money back home because these guys, they don't allow us to send money. I've done something. This issue
Yes.
is getting to an extent whereby for us, I don't know, Zambia will have to change, more especially our leaders, man.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So we will make sure that the lady gets enough publicity because Vale for Kunyanti the area, she like all the big social media pages, a page that starts with M and ends with U. But any anti the
Mm,
area, so
mm,
that's
mm.
why we're actually,
Man, you're doing
putting
good.
this
You're doing good.
information because the lady got a change elective anti the area, she and
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point, man.
so that's why we're out here trying to advocate for the lady. So even though I could have been insensitive when asking my questions, at least I'm putting
No, no,
effort.
no. You're doing good. You're doing good, man. I wish,
Yeah.
man, I
So
would have done something. Too bad for me.
all right, okay,
All
okay,
right.
okay,
Let me
boss.
let me not
Yeah,
say
have a
much.
great time studying. Mo where they ku library, man.
No, I'm actually in the library na nimfuma kofe ku place kwakwe
All
bati
right,
teti mpange chongo ama guys.
all right,
Now
okay. So
uchakare for 3.0 for hapa. So yeah, cover boss.
yeah,
All right,
all
man.
right, okay. Enjoy your studies. Take care. So I
Okay,
think
thank you very
that's
much.
it. That's it for me today. I think I'm going to call it a day. I still have Joanne Moviana. So I don't know whether she's still around. She can just give us her concluding remarks, and then we're going to call it a day. I don't know whether she can hear me right now. So this is all I had.
You. I also just want to say thank you for bringing this topic to light. I think we really need to have this conversation going. People need to speak out more. It helps. I think the lady in question has really been burning inside, and this has just been such a liberating moment for her. I'm super, super proud of her, and I just hope that we can move from strength to strength after this. Thank you so much.
Definitely. And one of the most important things that we can do is see what other countries are doing. Let's say, for example, in South Africa and in America, and try to introduce these laws because by the end of it all, there's a lot of Zambian women out there who are being neglected. So we need to talk about these things and we need to make sure that we protect our women. And in case a woman finds herself in such a situation, she has got backup, she's got, the needed support from the state. So that's why we need people like you, Joanne, so that you can explain to us how it's done in other, countries. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Good night. Have a great day. Okay, mwevantu twanakaye fwe twaranda sana fwe. So I just want to say sorry. I apologize for coming out. Well, because a lot of you are saying some of the questions that I was asking were very insensitive, but at times we need to ask so that we understand. The reason why I was asking, are the kids from the same father? Is the same biological father the father to the other kids as well? Because it's important for us to understand. Because yes, I understand people get raped and all that stuff. So in order for us to get the clear perspective, we need to truly understand what we're dealing with. Because there are certain women out there who, due to the fact that they are desperate, they end up having multiple partners, and then by the end of it all they just end up making more and more mistakes. So that's why I was trying to be very specific and I was asking those questions so that I can have like a better perspective. But yes, I understand it's a very insensitive thing to ask, but it adds weight, and it allows us to have a clear perspective. It allows us to understand what type of situation you are dealing with. And let's say, for example, a person was raped or defiled, they can disclose that, especially in this situation, because we all know it's not really their fault. But understand, not everybody can be that honest. They could just say, I've got this kid, and they couldn't really disclose those facts. So I do understand. So next time I'll probably do a better job. I'll try to be much more sensitive, but I was just trying to get a better perspective, because the more I ask questions, the more I found out, like, how the story is sort of complicated. Like, let's say, for example, that girl who was pregnant at 15, and then she had another. She was pregnant at 15. She was dating somebody who was 28. Then at 19, she was dating a soldier who was at 30, who was 30 years old. So at least having that type of information, it gives us a clear perspective of, you know, the whole entire situation. Of course, you can't really say at 15, perhaps I was raped, I was defiled, and all that stuff. So I do get it. So Munja Dereko, my apologies. I just wanted to get a better understanding of the whole entire situation. So yeah, I'm not a professional journalist, and I'll try to be a better person. So my apologies to all the people who got offended, and I learned from these conversations. So thank you very much, and I'll be looking forward to the person who said they're going to be, you know, sending the money to Mercy to in order for her to conduct these DNA tests. So just send me an email. Then we're going to be able to like involve people because you know Simon Mwewa has got access to the lady. So we're going to easily talk to Mr. Mwewa Chitambala, and we can connect you with the woman because that woman does need our support as a nation. You know, women out there are going through similar situations. So we need to be an example, a shining example of how you know, a caring community should behave. And this is one of the reasons why we are here breaking the rules, because a lot of other social media platforms out there, they are trying to step on this particular you know, situation and on this particular conversation. They're not really on the side of the woman, you know, because named parties are highly influential and they are connected to those media companies. So this is one of the reasons why a platform like ours, which is entirely independent and self-funded, is able to like give you these stories and actually talk about these things. So this is one of the reasons why you have to support Z Corner. Share this video right now. I know I'm going to be asking you to share this video, but please kindly share this video on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook pages or groups that you belong to, because it does motivate us. It does allow us to speak up for vulnerable people and just, you know, make Zambia a better place. So I have been your host, Muna, aka the unofficial Itunga, yours truly, the Lozy Boy, and I'm going to call it tonight because we've been talking for a very long period of time. So my apologies once more for being insensitive. Have a great evening and God bless you.